I've got all my stitches cast on. Now I'm ready to start actually knitting. This is like all the setup you have to do. So I'm going to put the end that's still connected on my dominant hand side. And I'm just, let's see if you can see this. I'm just laying out the needles kind of in a circle. And what I want to do is make sure the stitches aren't twisted around the needle like they are here. So I'm just going to lay it flat and rotate all my stitches so that the little edge is all pointing toward the middle. Right, just like that. Pick up the end that has the yarn attached. This is my working needle. I'm going to place my marker on that needle, just like that. And that's going to just mark where my round starts and ends. So now I'm ready for my first stitch. I'm going to pick up the other needle with my other hand. And without making sure nothing gets twisted, I'm going to take this working needle and poke it into the first stitch on my, this is called my holding needle. This is the needle that moves. This is the one that holds the stitches. Poke it in. Wrap the, so now you're going to take the working yarn. Make sure you don't get the tail. That's why I cut it short. You're going to take the yarn and you're going to wrap it around the working needle, which is poking through to the back. And then you're going to draw that loop back out through the front. Like that. And again, this is the hard part when you're getting started, but keeping those stitches nice and loose will make it easier. If this stitch is really tight, it's going to be hard to draw that loop through. So if it is tight, try loosening it up a little before you start. So just poke your needle in there and stretch it out. So we're going to poke that needle in. This is called knitwise because it's a knit stitch. And then you can take your yarn and you're going to wrap it around the working needle. So I'm going, let's look at it from this angle. So this is looking at the back. Whoops. Kind of hard to hold that way. I'm going to wrap my working yarn around that needle, going under and over. And see, there's the little loop. And then I'm going to draw that loop through. Now, once I've done that, I'm going to slide this stitch to the edge of the needle. And I'm just going to let it drop off the holding needle. So I've essentially worked the stitch on the holding needle onto my working needle. Now I'm just going to do that again. So poking it into the first stitch, wrapping the yarn around, and drawing it through. Then, and it helps sometimes to push these stitches gently onto the needle. Then you can just kind of slide it off. You want to avoid pushing off with this finger because it'll hurt your finger. Why do I know that? Wrapping it around, drawing it through, and then setting it free.